Hi everyone and welcome to another diary share from me. I am from Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I'm in a public place, so there will be a bunch of noises in the background. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm finding it hard to find quiet spots here, so I'm just going to do my best and share from here. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go into a topic today which is not the easiest for me and maybe not the easiest to hear, but I need to do it. I need to get over my own fear of saying these things, owning these things, and just being real about these things. And this one is, I guess this one's for the women, this one's for the feminine, this one's about the feminine, about my feminine, and what else has been revealed to me about some very deep experiences I've had off-world and in the SSP, Secret Space programs. So, I recorded a video yesterday and I completely left this bit out. And as much as I liked the video, I was like, hang on, why have I just completely left this bit out, which is actually really, really important. And today, my womb has been aching, just aching so much. And without being too graphic about it, over the past couple of months, I've experienced some really strange things coming out of my womb. And today was another one of those days, and I just have to be honest about it, because it's part of my release from the programs, my release from everything. How to describe it? Well, let me just see what I can say about this. So, it's a very deep and personal thing, talking about core creational bits of my being here, my actual womb space, my actual literal womb space. So, following the last video, my process moved into the areas of me being a sex slave off-world, something I've had flashbacks of for probably a year. I've had flashbacks and quite vivid recall of, but I haven't wanted to know more. I haven't wanted to fully know what that's all about, so I've just kind of put it in the realm of dreams or something. It basically, a few things happened and I could not avoid unpacking that. I couldn't avoid unpacking that and facing that more. So following the last share and following the last video, that's the sort of realm that I had to remember. This is a journey of remembrance after all. So it's important for me to actually say these things, because if I don't say them, I sort of judge them as being too weird, and I fear how people are going to judge me when I say these things. But it's part of my self-acceptance process, just being okay with saying these things. So thanks for hearing me. Thanks for seeing me, hearing me, holding space while I awaken to the reality and integrate all this. Just a little second. Someone coming by. I don't think they want to hear this. There she goes. But yeah, I am doing this because it's something a lot of us women have experienced. And it's something I personally am now working with, because the more I heal and free myself, the more I heal and free the collective and the earth. Intimately connected, my being is intimately connected with the earth. And this is my way of helping free all of us. You know, this is part of my way of enacting that love that I have for all of us and myself. So yes, realizing, opening up more of my experiences off-world as a prostitute, as a sex slave to reptilians. And I've had a very clear and vivid recall of being in a room with beds, low-lying beds in it, with very sheer curtains drawn between each bed. And I've had, you gotta love that background noise amps up with the sensitive stuff. We'll keep going. And I've had memories of me just sitting on that bed in that room feeling absolutely terrified, because I know a reptile is coming. I know what's going to happen to me, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it at all. Completely powerless, completely terrified actually. And very real. So, and in that environment, in that kind of aircraft hangar, like a military hangar, it's like a recreation zone. So I'm also aware I'm in this room with these beds. There's no one else in the room at the time. And then on the right hand side in this other area, there's military army guys, military personnel, and it's a recreation zone. So there's pool tables, there's darts, and there's even a kind of boxing ring. But it's for training, it's for fun, it's not for serious boxing. But you know, this is the sort of zone that I can see that I'm in. But I'm in this little room on the side, which is specifically for sex. And I'm in there, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I've also been remembering the cruelty and the kind of dehumanizing that went on. So, for example, when it came to being fed, you know, meals and things, the meals would be set up in that other area, kind of like a canteen, and people would line up and just get their dinners, you know. But I would be made to stand and watch everybody else get fed, and I would just be standing there, and then by the very end of it, if there was any slops or any scraps left, that's what I would get fed on. And if there wasn't any food left, then I wouldn't get anything at all, and I would have just had to have watched everyone else get fed. And basically treated like a dog, treated like a slave, and just completely valueless, you know. And I've carried these programs into my life of having no self-worth, no value, just feeling like a second-rate citizen, experiences of poverty, and only having enough to barely survive and barely get by, and also just the program in my being of believing that I don't deserve things, I don't deserve to eat nice things. I don't deserve to wear nice clothes. I don't deserve to have enjoyable experiences in any way, and that's for other people. You know, I've had that going on in my being in this lifetime, and this really deep programming of unworthiness. And so it's interesting for me to understand some of the depth of where that programming has come from, because it's been quite bad. It's been a problem, pretty bad for me actually, in my lived experience. So this has been unfolding. I've been going into unpacking these bits of me in the SSP, unpacking the effect they've had on my life. And also, there's just a wee girl running around. Also, coming to terms with the deep shame, this deep shame and guilt that I've carried in my being and in my body in particular, understandably. Shame and guilt around being female, around allowing myself to be degraded to such a big degree, the guilt of being a prostitute, of prostituting myself, of having that lowliness, choosing that degree of lowliness and disempowerment, and just the opposite of self-love, the opposite of self-worth and self-respect, you know. So it's helped me process more of this, again, unknown but really deep feelings of guilt that I've had in my life. I haven't known what's been going on there. So this piece of the puzzle, this role that I've played in the SSP and, you know, other contexts in life, but this in particular, very, very important for me to come to terms with it, very important for me to face it and release the shame, release the denial and the fear. And it has come through my body. It's been very deep, what's been coming physically, shuddering through my body with all of this. And in my womb, I mean, I've had pain and issues in my womb so much this past year. It's been really worrying to me, not only because I'm 41 and I'm like, what is this? Is this the menopause? Am I drying up? Is this the end of my fertility? But I've been like, no, this is deeper than that. This is creational. There's more going on in my womb than what our conventional mindset or conventional medicine might tell us is going on, you know. And that's also why I haven't sought any advice on it, because it needs a multidimensional approach. And kind of embracing this SSP realm, it brings a multidimensional approach. And so I'm able to draw out some of the truth, draw out some of this other kind of abstract truth of these lives that I've lived elsewhere, but such I'm totally connected to, and I've actually been embodying all that experience in this life without really knowing why or where it's come from. And yes, that's important to share, because I feel as though a lot of women unwittingly have this going on, and we need to remember. It's very empowering for us to remember, so we can start to heal and own it and forgive ourselves and release ourselves from all this unknown, mysterious unknown interference and experiences that we've been part of and co-creating. And yes, also accepting the co-creation of it, that accepting that I have co-created it and everything that makes me feel. I love the drills going on. Honestly, oh, funny. That's fine, thanks. Let me just tune into what else I need to share about this. Yeah, so coupled with that, or moving on a bit with that, I've also realised my part in breeding programs. My womb is really talking loud, so loud, it's so painful, but this is all of what's been in there. And by the way, I've been terrified of sex in this life. I've been really, really terrified of having a female body. I have not trusted my instincts, and I've not trusted male instincts either. It's really screwed with me. It's really made it so complicated for me. Something that's so natural, and it's all this background subconscious stuff has made me really fearful of natural of sex. It's made me really scared of it, and I'm working with that right now. It's coming up to be released, but man, there's a lot of trauma there. There's a lot of trauma and a lot of fear, and I'm learning to see it all and love it all, and processing it helps to set it free. It helps to set it free, and that's what I want. It's all been so suppressed for so long, and that causes a lot of harm. Having all this suppression causes a lot of harm to the being, So I just want to share that as well and be honest about that as well. 'Cause yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have a drink of water, hang on. Okay. Whew, this is deep stuff. And I've reached out for extra help with this because I have found it completely overwhelming to try and process this. It's made me reach out for help, and apparently there's a program involved in these programs which tells us not to reach out for help, not to connect with others, not to try and resolve it, just to keep it shut down. So I've had to push through all that kind of isolation programming that goes on as well. And it's been very, very helpful. So I got a bit of help from a spiritual friend, and we were able to journey a little deeper, do some closure work in there, and release some contracts and agreements, and just help to energetically resolve a lot of that. And I also had a very profound healing, which involved etheric technology implants being removed. Oh, I'm about to cry. Etheric. Oh, fucking hell. And my whole body's shaking. Oh, hang on a second. It does not want this stuff to be talked about. Or it changes it. As soon as I talk about it, it changes it. That's why I do these videos. And it's happening in real time. Every video, it's like alchemy in real time. I share it. So I had a powerful healing experience in it with etheric technological implants being removed from various different areas of me, but my womb, from my womb. And it was part of a breeding program which it controls your fertility cycles and switches them on and off. And since having that implant removed, it's like the portal of all the energy and experience in my womb is like flooding through me, and I can experience all the different hybrid life forms that I've co-created through the breeding programs, because they want to use your DNA. They want to use your DNA to create new beings that will help fulfill different things, different things. I can't talk about that very clearly right now, but I've been oh, this is amazing. I've been remembering my hybrid children. I can feel them energetically. I've had so much grief. I've been crying so much since I've had that implant removed. Because I suppose the implant also had stored a lot of memory, stored a lot of information, and kept it kind of trapped in there. But now the implant's been removed, and my womb is now releasing a lot of that latent stored energy of all the different creations that have happened, and the different life forms that I've helped to create and sustain. And so yeah, it's very sad. It's a very sad thing for me to have, because I have a heart connection to every single one of those children that I've created out there, and I'm their mother. I'm their mother. I don't know who they are exactly. I don't know if they're even still alive. There's been a good number of them, and this is something I'm remembering and working with at the moment. And today is just one of those days where my womb is very, very active, and yes, there's a lot of unusual stuff going on and coming out of it, and it's a hard thing to get support for. There's no convention, there's no I'm trying my best. I'm also reaching out, hang on a second. I'm also reaching out with my star family and my soul family to get help with this process, because it's really hard. It's really deep and unknown. It's new to me. It's unknown. I don't exactly know how to deal with it. I don't know how to heal from this. I need help. So I am reaching out to people, but I'm also reaching out internally to my team, my soul family, star family, and they are, when they can, they become present. And I've had a very lovely healing lately with the ant people, which has been so good, because I experienced it around a year ago. A very lovely healing where they kind of wrapped me in a very soft cocoon. Energetically, it's like being on the inside of a pea pod, if you know what that kind of downy, soft. But they wrap my being in a energetic pod, which is very suited to my needs, and they energetically nourish and restore my being. I've experienced this twice now, and it's so loving. I have a deep love and respect for the inner earth beings, and the strangeness of this whole remembrance process, SSP and other ET encounter process, it's making me reach out in multidimensional relationships that I haven't really actively connected with. So I had a beautiful experience with the ant people, and I also had an experience with a mantid being who helped with the etheric technological removal of implants. So as traumatic as this process is for me, there's new connections being made with me and beings that I already have a deep connection with, but I'd forgotten or I hadn't engaged with for a really long time. So this is also going on in the process. Oh, my heart, this is not easy to talk about. I'm sure it's not easy to hear either, but it's the thing is, if I judge this stuff as being unshareable and too much for people to take, and people are never going to think of me the same again, and what will the repercussions be? You know, all this stuff that goes on to prevent me from just speaking it and sharing it. If I let all that doubt and projection and, you know, judgment on myself, if I let that prevail, then I'm still, I can't fully bring all this stuff home. I can't fully bring it all home, and that's the whole idea, is to love all this experience enough to own it and just to accept it. And accepting it is loving it, and being honest about it is healing it, and being real about it helps to dispel the fantasy and the illusion and the secrecy, and helps us restore our being. It's helping me restore my being. So thank you for being part of that right now. And I will draw this one up. I'm just going to check in my being if there's any closing statements here, anything to wrap it up with. Oh, wow. I would just say, like, going into these uncomfortable areas is really, really important. Being willing to go into the discomfort of the memory and discomfort of the truth is essential to help alchemize the truth, to help birth the truth through the suppression and through the denial and through the lies and the illusions. So it's all an act of love. It's all an act of love. So this one is for my own self-healing, and like I say, I hope at some point in time, if this is useful for anyone else, then it's worth it. It's really worth it. Okay, so I'm going to say bye for now and send my love to you wherever you are. From here in a museum, actually, in Chiang Mai. Cheers. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Thanks.